Hello and welcome to another social studies lesson. Today we're going to be learning about our community. What is a community? A community is a group of people living or working together in an area, in the same area. A community is a group of people living or working together in the same area. So if you're living in an area with a lot of persons that you live together, you go to school together, or your parents work together with them, you are a community. You make up a community. People in a community share some social amenities together, such as fire stations, hospitals, malls. They go to school together, libraries, you have the police station, playgrounds where you go to play, and they even share places of worship together, just like a mosque and a church. There are different types of communities, but in this video, we're going to be learning about three main types of communities. Are you ready? Let's get right into them. The first one is the rural community. In the rural community, few persons live there. They are mainly farmers, traders, fishermen. They do a lot of farm work because they have a large farmland. They have a lot of space to farm. Take a look at these pictures. These are examples of rural communities. Have you seen this before? Have you seen this type of community before? Yes, when you go to your villages, they are rural communities. Yes, another name for a rural community is village or countryside. Now we have the urban communities. The urban communities are very different from rural communities. Take a look at the picture. Can you see a lot of differences? Yes, you have a lot of persons living in this type of community. You have a lot of persons. It's a very busy place. People here work in offices and companies. You also have people who trade in this type of community, but they trade in a bigger way. They do not have small shops, but bigger shops. Okay, take a look at the buildings also. They are very tall buildings in this type of communities. It's a very busy place. And then the third type of community we have is the suburban community. Now look at this. Can you see the picture? Suburban communities are those areas, they are those locations that they build up around or outside of cities. They build up around cities. So people who live in suburban areas go from suburban communities to the urban communities like the city. They go there for work. Sometimes also they go there for school. They are less populated. That means that they do not have a lot of persons living in them like you have a lot of persons living in the urban communities, and they have more persons living in them than the rural communities. Okay, now let's take these review questions. What is a community? Do you know what a community is? Please write it down. What are some amenities people in a community share? Can you remember what we talked about? What are the three main types of community? Do you know them? Can you remember them? Please write them down. So, in summary, we have learned that a community is a group of people who live and work in an area. They live together, they work in an area. They share the same social amenities such as schools, churches, going to mosques together, using the playground, and so many other amenities they share. And there are three main types of communities. Can you remember them? We talked about the urban, the rural, and the suburban communities. Until I come your way next time, this is Digest Social Studies.